Hello, strong people. Week 6, day 1 of OSG prep, official strongman games. I'm tired. It's a deload week aside from deadlifts, so still a press day. All we have is 2 sets of 10 on the log at like 240. It's supposed to be from the rack. I'm not doing it from the rack. Reason being is it messes with my positioning. I cannot get into the same position on the rack that I can on a clean. So just for sake of keeping things the same every week, I'm just going to do, one clean at 240. So 2 total cleans at 240. That's all I need to do. So still, I want to go through those motions. From the rack, sure, it might take, it's not even, the weight's so light it doesn't matter. But that doesn't mean that I can't, I don't want to disrespect it, because that's when you get messed up. I mean, I've hurt myself doing a 225 RDL and because I just wasn't taking it seriously. It's just, that's how it happens. So I'm still going to attack 240 same way I would anything else. I'm going to try to, excuse me. I'm pretty sure it's push press, all 10 reps. So just going to try to make them feel speedy, feel the same. I want every rep to feel the same. It's really about all there is to it. Yeah, it's going to be kind of a boring week because I don't even think I have a day 4 this week. I'm pretty sure it's just a press day today. Deload Wednesday, or not deload, deadlift Wednesday. And then I'm probably going to move my Thursday pressing session to Friday. Thursday's Halloween. You got to pass out candy to the neighborhood kids. So that's what we're doing. Yeah. And then no day 4, I believe. So only 3 days this week, which I'm grateful for, because this is the 6th total week of training. Usually, last week would be a deload. It feels like, because usually we do like every 3 or 4 weeks a deload, but we pushed out to 5 this time. Week 6 being the deload. I could kind of tell. I get a little used to the 4-day or 4-week deloads. So stretching it 1 extra week, I kind of noticed it. But I can't say too much, can't complain too much, because I had some good numbers last week. So let's hope they carry over to deadlift this week. And then weeks going forward, we're about to get heavy. Really heavy. I'm guessing. Down to the final month almost, which is insane to think about. So let's just get our deload day going. All right. Whew. Sets of 10 are done. Went pretty much how I hoped it would. At lighter weights like that, you can really troubleshoot kind of where things might be going wrong or whatever. I like to try to word this the right way. What will be the correct wording? I'm trying, whenever I'm doing lighter weight for more reps like that on log, I'm trying to gauge where I'm pushing off with my feet. Am I on my toes a lot? Am I midfoot? Am I heels? In my opinion, I'm trying to think here, because I don't really think about it too much. I think of what feels good. I don't think of what I'm actually doing, if that makes sense. But in my mind, I want to be mostly midfoot, but come up and kind of extend onto my toes. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I know the feeling. I know what feels right as far as where my feet need to be and where I'm pushing off. And you can really tell off the chest. Obviously, that's where you get your leg drive. So, you know, there's doing sets and reps like that really lets me figure out what I'm doing right or wrong. And something I've noticed with neutral grip in general, my hands are in slightly different places on the bar. So like when I lock out a log, I think I'm slightly twisted at the top. Like my right wrist is pretty firm in place. My left one kind of bends back a little bit. I think that's more of like a shoulder mobility thing. I don't know which shoulder is more mobile versus less mobile. In my mind, my right shoulder is more mobile because I played baseball. I threw with that arm. It's used to these weird rotations, stretching out, whatever. The left one, I don't imagine it being as strong. Well, definitely not as strong, but also not as mobile. And I could be wrong about that. It doesn't really matter that much because it doesn't seem to affect me all that much. Trying to think of what else, if anything. Log position on the chest, that matters a lot too. So like if I'm too low on the chest, it's going to dip forward. If I catching it doesn't matter too much usually because it's not clean and press away the majority of the time. So not the end of the world there, but I mean, there's bar path, there's a lot to think about on log. A lot can go wrong. But those all felt very consistent, so I don't have much else to say about that. But it's about to get heavy. If I had to guess, next week it's going to be probably reps in the 350 to 360 range. Maybe even a little heavier, I don't know. Probably no strict press to start. Well, that's probably about all I got to talk about on log. The rest of the workout's going to be bodybuilding stuff, 2 sets of 15, 3 sets of 15. So I'm still going to record it, but it's not going to be overly exciting. So let's just get into it. Look at this. You guys get to watch me do lat pull downs in the daytime. Too bad it's a deload week and it's 3 sets of 15. So nothing exciting. My right inner elbow hurts a little bit. I don't know why. Also, it's felt like there's been something in my right contact like all day. I don't know what it is, but bothering me real bad. It's more annoying than anything, I guess. Yeah. I was gonna say something and now I forget. Oh, I played a lot of Black Ops 6 over the weekend. I rarely game, but when I do, it's in like spurts. So I'll do like 2 or 3 days in a row and then I might not touch it for a couple months. It just depends. I don't really like story games all that much. I don't have the attention span for it, which is my own fault. I've definitely fried that. I watch like YouTube while doing just about anything. It's just background noise for the most part. But I just can't like when I start playing a story game, I'll play it until it's like done. And I don't like doing that either. I don't like wasting too much time. Lost count. I think this is 6. Yeah. Using too much bicep, feels like. Trying to really concentrate on using the back. I keep thinking about how much work we're going to have to put in here in the last month of training. Like, I feel like log is in a good place. I feel like deads are in an okay place. Okay place, even though I haven't touched anything above 650 or 660 or something. Which is going to change. It's going to get heavy. I think yoke is better than it was. I don't know. That one's kind of a toss-up for me right now. Like, 1 week's good, 1 week's okay. This past week was I was just tired. I'm gassed. I need some massage work on my back. My mid-back is so tight. Mostly it's because like those front carries, they mess me up. They just put a lot of pressure on my low back. It's so tight. That's really about it. It's not painful, it's not anything like that. It's just tight. And then picking heavy things off the ground, like sandbags or whatever, I feel that a lot more in my mid back too. So it's getting hit on both ways. So it's definitely taking a beating, but which is good. It's going to make it get stronger. And I'm going to need it to be strong if I get lucky enough to get to the finals and have to do stones as the final event. It'll be, what, the 7th event? Yeah, 7th event. Granted, the other 2 events on the finals are not overly strenuous. Well, the wrecking ball hold it's going to be a pain. It's not going to be like a max rep deadlift or anything, but it's still going to take some out of you. Those got tough. Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna record Viking press. Just because it's kind of whatever. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. Let's record something else. I don't even know what's next, but we'll find out here in a second. I feel the need to get a drink of water before this set because I've had 0 water from the start of this workout. You ever just take a drink of water and you're like, this is the best tasting thing I've ever had? That's kind of what that was right there. I needed that. All right. So these weights, this is light, but it's a deload. 3 sets of 15. I'm just trying to get some blood in there. Especially with how pinchy my shoulders are kind of feeling, and now my inner elbows bother me a little bit. But that's just, I honestly think it's from exploding off the chest on log. That's what that means. So, all right. All right, as usual at this point in the night, I can't see you. I don't really know where you're pointing. There's flashing, I think someone's pulled over right over there. Pause. I was right, someone is definitely pulled over right there. I heard a cop car do like this little bloop whenever it wasn't on, it was just like alerting him to pull over. There was no like sirens or anything going on, but it was just like the bloop bloop, whatever noise they make. And he's pulled over right there, which is idiotic on the cop's standpoint. There's literally a pull off right here you could pull in, but the cop is like 10 feet off the road where people pull in. Stupid. What are you doing? Not to mention there's a blind hill right here, so if someone comes up over that hill fast enough, could be a problem. But not any of my business, I guess. So anyway, what do we got? Band pull aparts and like to vertical. I haven't shown you these in a while. Now I do these every day to warm up anyway, but they're also a good exercise. I turn around. I don't know if you can even like see my back, like what I'm focusing on, but pretty much what I'm doing is, and it depends on what I'm doing that day. Like if I'm doing an axle press, if I'm doing straight bar pressing, I'll grip the bar like I'm straight bar pressing, and I'll pretend like I'm pulling the bar into me with my rear delts. If I'm doing log or some other neutral grip press, it's gonna be like this. It's a little bit harder because like all the weight's here and it's not pulling equally, but you still get the idea. So just right now, I warmed up this way for log, but I'm gonna do it this way now since I already done it. And I try to lean back a little bit. I try to lean back a little bit as if like I'm pressing from this position. So I don't know, it makes sense in my head. Yeah, I can already tell that my upper back is pretty fried. So this is one of the dumber exercises I do. I don't quite understand it, but it's programmed. And I think I need to understand it, so yeah, I don't know. Sets of 15. I really don't understand what this one's for. I'm trying to think. I mean, just general hypertrophy, I guess, but the full extension to the top, I don't quite understand. But I don't think it's ever bad to work the shoulder in a high degree, a high range of motion. So, I don't know. Plus, I feel like this is a good exercise for like a crunchy shoulder if it's feeling off. Once again, it did not count. Let's start at 10. That's probably good, I don't know. All right, and then repeat. I only have 2 sets of these, so. I don't know if a side angle looks different with this, but. Wow, I know that doesn't look like much, but I attribute, oh, I need that. I attribute a good bit of my my rear delt size and like my pressing stability because of this exercise. Just because people lack rear delts in general, they do. It's just one of those generally neglected things because they're hard to hit in a way for most people, I think, especially beginners, because like your back's stronger, it wants to take over. I think the bands really emphasize being able to target smaller muscles. I don't know, this is all just me rambling, but I do think that way. I have no research based on it, nor do I really care. Like there's some sciencey lifting stuff I agree with, some stuff I don't. Like lifting is not a complete science. It's just not. Sure, some lifts are better than others probably, but this is far from do this, you're gonna get bigger. Do this, you're gonna get stronger. At its core, if you lift heavy and hard, intense, you're gonna get stronger and bigger. But how you do that, your way of lifting heavier and harder, I think that's where things get a little bit gray. I don't know, I definitely started out just kind of doing whatever, lifting heavy and hard. And it got me to an okay spot, but getting a coach and then actually having good programming, proper training, building week after week, deloads, technique issues, tips and tricks, that, you don't need all that stuff to start out. Technique, I would say yes, but a lot of these things you can just kind of wing it for a few years and then kind of dial it in once you have a base. If you have a coach right away, I don't think that's a bad thing, but you got to figure out what works for you too. I'm really rambling tonight since it's not such an intense session. I get to talk a little bit more. You're sticking to my feet. The bands almost get kind of gummy when it gets warm out. They got gummy over the winter or the summer, and they kind of stayed that way. So that's all I'm recording today. So I will catch you guys Wednesday for me for my biggest deadlift session of prep yet. Hopefully it goes well, but until then, go out, get strong, stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.